Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another Mountain Man Monday. As I've been saying recently, the most underrated live stream here on YouTube. Today is episode number 62, and it is February the 15th, 2021. I want to welcome everyone who joins me live this evening, as well as anyone who might be joining later on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel. As always, this live stream and others are archived under the live stream playlist. And I want to give an extra warm welcome and shout out to anybody who might be new to the channel. I hope you enjoy this evening. Feel free to join in the chat, or if you're just listening in the background as a podcast, that works as well. Want to welcome everyone here in Western North Carolina and the mountains. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. I'll tell you what, it's been pretty dreary here in the mountains. It has been like foggy and drizzly or raining for like what seems about a week. But when you have a week of that kind of weather, it seems like it's been like that for forever. I would like to see a little sunshine. Actually, in the winter, as you all know, I'd like to see some snow in the mountains because it's wintertime. Live it up. It's really pretty. Do some fun stuff like sledding and whatnot, but it hasn't been cold enough. It's just been right above in that 30 and 40 degree temperature area where it's just nasty outside. And it makes for some interesting driving in the mountains as well, because you get into those fog and the clouds, and it's kind of crazy. Let's see. I see some people rolling in here. We got AZ Rock. Hey there, Mr. Mountain Man. Hope your week was good. What happened to Twitter, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, let's get straight to housekeeping. I didn't know how soon that would come up. And I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. I have no idea. As those of you know that are regulars of the channel, I use Twitter to announce when the live stream is going to start. And I was going to say today between 7:30 and 8, so right on time. And I went there and I was confused because it wasn't working on my phone. And then it said this account has been suspended. And so then I went to the big computer to check it out because sometimes, you know, the mobile device acts a little bit weird. And sure enough, it got suspended for violating the rules. I don't really know because I don't freehand a lot of tweets. Most of the tweets on the account, for those of you that follow me on Twitter, are direct postings from Instagram pictures, which this week there were only 2 or 3. And once in a while, some news articles and the announcement of when this live stream is going to be. So I don't know what happened to the account. I have sent a message to Twitter saying, you know, please let me know what happened. This doesn't seem legitimate. I have no idea what would have caused that. So yeah, I really, to be honest with you, I really don't know. Big puzzle. So yeah, there's a piece of housekeeping for you. I have no idea what happened to the Mr. Mountain Man Twitter account that has me, as they say in Twitter, suspension. So I'm going to find out and hopefully it gets resolved. I don't know if it got hacked. I doubt it. I didn't see any tweets on it. I didn't get any reply. I am honestly dumbfounded. I think it's a mistake. There must have been another account or something. I just have no idea. So anyway, sorry that I couldn't get the message out today. I hope that everybody at least is able to show up, because I know I have a pretty small following on Twitter. So most people hopefully get the YouTube notifications on it. Hi there, Mr. Mountain Man. Good evening to you as well. Ted and Deborah Harrison, I hope you are doing well and having a great start to your week. You'd think they would let you know automatically. You think that would be too. You'd think that with the sophisticated thing, they could say, due to your tweet on such and such date, you know, there was some violation or something. For a minute, I wondered if, because I automatically post to Instagram, if it cross posts to Twitter, maybe they don't like that. They consider that spam, but I don't think so, because I know Facebook and Twitter, because Facebook owns Instagram, are competitors in the social media space. But I don't think that much. I don't think that had been a problem. More than half of Twitter would have got suspended if that was the thing. So I have no idea. But I'm as curious as you. Oh, and you know what I just noticed? It shows that I'm on. Oh no, that's something new. Never mind. I'm seeing some goofy icons on this. I think StreamYard did an update. Oh, and it shows me. Okay. So I am on a plugged in connection. Yep. Internet access. Okay. All right. Yeah. So anyway, I saw some interesting icons. I know they did an update to StreamYard. I thought they'd let me know it automatically too. So I checked my email, and you know what it said? It just gave some generic message like violating Twitter rules. Again, it was on the February the 10th, and I don't even have a like an Instagram post from that day. So I really don't know what's going on. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, hope you're staying warm some down there. Yeah, it's weird, Larry. I kind of kicked off with what the weather's been like. It's been dreary, foggy, drizzly, rainy, and just kind of the pits. Like if it's going to be cold, I'd rather have snow or be sunny. It hasn't been sunny. I think tomorrow we're supposed to get some sun in the mountains for the first time in almost a week. It's been really kind of the weather wasn't good this weekend in the days leading up to it. Yeah, a lot of people. So, hey, by the way, as an aside, thank you for those that follow on Twitter. I don't post a lot of information. I use it mostly, again, as announcements is the best thing because I can't announce on my channel till you have a certain number of subscribers and such to make those kinds. Yes, Kentucky. Oh, wait, we've got did I miss somebody here? Oh, no. Okay, back to that. Mr. Mountain Man, looks like Twitter thinks you've been a very bad boy. I know from live well enough to know there's been a mistake on their part. Yeah, I have no idea. Let the suspense build. Hopefully I'll find out by next week. Maybe I won't need to wait till the YouTube live stream. I can tweet something to say, hey, the problem was X, Y, or Z. I am super curious. I found it more humorous because I don't use it. The biggest thing I don't want to have happen is my handle on Instagram, as those of you that are here regularly know, matches the one on Twitter. I don't want to have to create a new account or something like that. I think they can unsuspend it, but this is pretty hilarious to me. Let's see here. Everybody's going, howdy, 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 howdy. Yes. Hello. Hey, Paulina Maria. Hello, everyone. Hello to you as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday and everything is going well in your neck of the woods. We got lots of snow and wind. We do not have that down here. But I don't even see any snow in the forecast around here. It's just in that kind of, it's the pits. It's 38 degrees, foggy and yuck. But that's the way it goes these days. Snow hits you up there. Hey, we got Will and Don from Yankee in the South. Hello. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. I've enjoyed your videos from Disney World and Florida and, of course, in the Smoky Mountains. By the way, I wanted to ask you all a question. My favorite park, having been a Floridian down there for many years and having Disney annual passes, was always Epcot. And I know you guys enjoyed Epcot as well. But so what was if you had a favorite, did you have a favorite attraction or ride or attraction or event in all of Walt Disney World and maybe Epcot that you really enjoyed? I mean, there's so much to pick from, but there was a show that used to exist at Epcot called Illuminations, Reflection of Earth. It happened at 9 p.m. every night, and they just ended it a year or two ago. They have another night show, but it's not the one that was called Illuminations, Reflections of Earth with the fire and the particular music score and such. I really enjoyed that. Anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful time. It seems like you did, and you even hit my old stomping ground down there in Daytona Beach. Hey, Rita. Hello, Mr. Mountain, everyone out there. It's very cold. We are iced in. Everything is covered in ice, and now they are calling for snow. Well, if you're getting snow over there in Nashville, and I think I heard maybe Will and Dawn say they might be getting some snow in Gatlinburg area, we have nothing on the radar over here. It has been a weird year on the weather patterns. I have watched. There have been times in Western North Carolina here we have gotten snow, and East Tennessee hasn't gotten it. Several times East Tennessee. It's weird in the elevations because the lower elevations are hit or miss, but the upper elevations always kind of get those snow-capped mountains. There's been a lot of freezing rain though recently, and like ice, like you're talking about, Rita. So hopefully, the thing with the ice is it's really tough to drive in. I mean, you just can't, and it can be really dangerous. Did you guys see on the news? I saw it from a distance because I was watching it. I didn't really hear the story about that nasty accident on the interstate. Was it in Texas? I saw something like a semi truck come up on another one, barrel into it. I heard a bunch of people were killed, and it was really awful. I think it must have been because of ice. That seemed horrendous. So be careful if you're anywhere you're living with ice. Similar weather event here in Indiana. Yeah, I'll take snow any day over ice. Yeah, I don't want to do anything with the ice. Plus, the ice can knock out the power because it brings down the power lines because the trees are on top of it. It's just really a mess. What was Valentine's Day like? Valentine's Day was pretty nice. You know, we got some. I mean, it wasn't. We didn't do anything crazy. My my sister is visiting, and which is cool because we haven't had any company for a long time. Naturally, being safe, and my sister has been uh, what do you say, like quarantining, you know, anyway, and works remote. So she hadn't had much contact. So we found it safe to kind of get together. But you know, just the standard fare for I was about to say Thanksgiving. No, not Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. And made some goodies. The kids made some like baked goods and stuff like that. We had the chocolates and whatnot. Here's one thing I was really surprised about, by the way, roses. So, you know, I got a dozen roses. I mean, what more cliche could you do on Valentine's Day? But they actually are pretty reasonably priced. Usually most vendors jack up the roses around Valentine's Day. I mean, 2, 3x, and they were like $10 a dozen. And I was really surprised by that because normally other time of the year, you can get roses like that. So I'm wondering if in North Carolina, maybe because of the florists and greenhouses and things that are around, that maybe they just have less distance to travel. Epcot is really going under a lot of reservations right now, but sounds like it's going to be lots of fun when they're done. Yeah, they were doing that after we left Florida. A lot of the things that I grew up with that were nostalgic were no longer there. Even when we lived in Florida, like Horizons and World of Motion, those were replaced by Mission to Mars and Test Track. A lot of other things like Maelstrom back in Norway got the overlay of Frozen, and so they're using a lot of intellectual property at Disney to, like, all rides now have to have like the Nemo ride, the Frozen ride. You know, over at Magic Kingdom, Snow White, everything is themed with the movie, but that's okay. But overall, I think I'm assuming you had a good time of the year because this, you know, isn't really the high time. So most of the people there were probably locals. Yes, Ted, lots of snow and more tonight. Yeah, because you're up there in northern Ohio. So, but it's Sandusky, not Upper Sandusky, right? Larry is where you're from. Hey, Nokia Smith. Hey, Mr. Mountain, Southern Missouri is cold, but no snow, just mud and water. Yeah, you know, I tell you, this is the time of winter where some people will start to get, it kind of grows long in the tooth. You know, we're done with Christmas. We're kind of done with the pretty part. Now people are kind of starting to lift their eyebrows up and say, when is spring going to happen? Unless you're into the winter sports and skiing and snowboarding and things of that nature. But give it another month and it'll be much better, I think, especially here in the mountains and down south. Up north, you're going to have a little bit longer for those folks that are in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Ohio, the Midwest, or up Pennsylvania, New York, and that. Yes, excellent Florida videos. You know, Florida is just a vacation mecca. So much to do. It's interesting in Florida how different parts of the states, because you know, if you're talking about Southern Florida and the culture, you know, Miami and Key West versus, or Fort Myers is a beautiful place. Only went there once. The Gulf side, you know, Tampa, Clearwater, and then up to like Destin, like the Panhandle and Destin. A lot of videos, you know, just beautiful up there. And you go to the Atlantic side in Daytona, the water's a little more murky, a little rougher. There's a lot more jellyfish. There's even sharks. The New Smyrna is the shark capital of the world. I used to see people catch sharks on the beach. It was crazy. I have some pictures of it. I don't do anything like that, but Florida, lots of stuff to do down in Florida. Although you couldn't get me to trade the beaches for the mountains any day. I love the mountains. I kind of have the been there, done that attitude. Great for vacation. A little black ice tonight. Very dangerous. Please be careful in the old yellow Jeep. Do not slide anywhere. I'm sure you guys are, hopefully at home like I am right now. Bad ones in Texas and Oklahoma. We're getting a lot of the slush and freezing rain here in Delroy, but no snow yet. Yeah. You know, that stuff too, you know, that it's just all a mess for driving. And I don't particularly like going out in that stuff. So, but you know, we make do these days, you know, being so productive, being able to be at home. It's not such a huge deal if it's a few days and I aren't able to do something. Maybe Twitter has you mixed up with another one called Mr. Mountain Man. I think it's about music. I think, yeah. I don't know why I got suspended. I'm telling you, I am in suspense because I just don't use that account that much. Again, Instagram, I do. Anytime I post an Instagram picture, a tweet gets posted on Twitter, but I don't have that many pictures, so that's not spam. Once in a while, I'll come across the news articles, and then when my live stream is going to be. So I don't know what happened. It's kind of humorous. Iowa had the large pileup, I-80 east of Newton. Was that the one with the semi trucks that I was talking about? That was probably, or west of Newton. Was that the one that I had seen on the national news? That was a mess. That was a mess. Yeah, $10 a dozen. That's awesome, because if I recall correctly, 25 or 30 around Valentine's Day wasn't unusual. And then $10 was like in July when nobody's thinking about buying roses. Might be planting roses outside. I'll tell you, I used to live when I lived in South Carolina, and we had a side of the house that had the sun beat down on it, like on the backside. I built like a rose garden. Telling you, I'm an eclectic person. I do all kinds of weird stuff, but like I built a rose garden in my 20s. That's kind of weird too, but I always liked landscaping, and I was very proud of the house and the yard. So I built a rose garden. Those things were incredible. I would always cut them and then bring them into the kitchen for my wife. I didn't have to buy them because the heat and that direct sun, it was super, they grew so well. And I tried to get in Florida, but Florida was a mess because of the bugs and all the things that could happen. You really, in Florida, pardon me, I got something in my eye. In Florida, the vegetation there, it's pretty tough. Like, you have to trust in what grows well and stick to that list, because if you try to do something cute, it's going to die. It's going to struggle. It's not going to do well. But yes, the roses were cool. Hey, we got Bob all about the Smokies. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man. Hello to you. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Also, another great channel to check out on YouTube, all about the Smokies. A lot of content over there from East Tennessee, such as Will and Don and Yankee in the South. A lot of great content. Let's see. Oh, what a pretty name. Do you know where the story where your mother found it? Yes. Well, we can. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, Mom. Hello, son. Everyone tuning in. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Tell Dad I said hello and I love you guys. I don't know how's the weather up there in Ohio. I believe, Dit does here, and she said that you guys were about to get some snow. Oh, cool. Nokia, the Jungle Girl. My mom was a fan of movies. That is awesome. Great backstory. Living Like Larry says Gulf Coast is my favorite, from Pensacola down to Fort Myers. Yeah, we were talking about Fort Myers last week or so. Oh, I remember what it was called. I couldn't remember the beach. It was called Bonita Springs. It was, and there's a beach or two in Fort Myers area that are like rated like some of the best beaches in the United States as far as like pretty and stuff. It's all subjective, but anyway. And the one family trip we did there, I don't know, 8-10 years ago or something like that. It was in the middle of the summer and it rained, not like a little, cats and dogs, Florida style, nonstop for like 3 days. It wasn't a tropical storm. We made it to the beach. I have some pictures and it looked scary, like black skies out in the ocean. We did it because we had to say we stepped foot on it, but we never actually got to see the beauty of it. But it looked like a very clean and nice area. I know my parents have been to Fort Myers a bunch and have some friends there. Is your sister joining? She's upstairs. And I said she could join, but I think maybe, who knows, later in the week, if we make a video, I was thinking about having her in it, do a cameo. I told her she could pop in over here and say hello, but she said she might just chill out and just, I don't know if she's watching or not, because the thing is, as all those that are regulars know, I tell everybody to get off Wi-Fi. And if you don't have cell reception, they can't really enjoy it. The reason to get off Wi-Fi is so we have a nice, beautiful smile that I can bring to you tonight. And you can see me and hear me loud and clear. Video and audio check, if anybody wants to give one, I would appreciate it. Let's see. Have to check that movie out. Yeah, by the way, for those of you, anybody that's new to the channel or dropping in, there are always some good movie recommendations here on people and shows, a lot of shows that we talk about that that people have seen on Netflix and stuff. Of course, I'm always talking about the documentaries I'm watching randomly. One of the random ones I watched recently was so I'm kind of all of the many things I'm fascinated by, modern history and stuff, was the demise of the American shopping mall. I mean, it's all obvious what it is. Everybody shops on Amazon, the internet, and there are other types of shopping, whether that's outlet malls or outdoor or boutique shopping. The indoor mall, though, has really, a lot of them have seen they've been demolished. They are no more. Some of them are crime ridden and dangerous. There are some fantastic YouTube videos, if you're into that, called Abandoned, like around abandoned malls and stuff. It's just kind of surreal to see these places we grew up with, or that you may have visited so often 20, 30 years ago, just be complete ghost town now. But this particular documentary, if you put in mall documentaries, it'll be the first or second or third one. It was from 1982. It actually had Charles Kuralt doing the narration of it. It was a mall out of Kansas City, I believe. And it's just so interesting to look back at that time about this is pre-Facebook, pre-social media, pre-internet, the dynamic, the way that the mall was and stuff. It's just pretty interesting. It's the Asheville has a mall, and it still gets quite a few people. They still have what's called the anchor stores. There's a Dillard's, a Belk, and a Penny's. Penny's seems to struggle the most, and from a public company, Penny's is going to be gone before you know it, I think, unfortunately, which is sad. It's just on the coattails of Sears. The only thing that's Penny's is surviving for is because Simon Properties, who owns a whole bunch of malls, basically, if Penny's went out of business completely, you would have these giant anchor stores that are vacant, which would hurt the malls, which would hurt Simon's property interest in that. So in order to self-preserve, they had to help out Penny's in order to make their investment in their own company work. That's one of the only reasons Penny's is still around, which is kind of sad. Let's see. Kentucky Girl, you can catch some movies on YouTube. Yes, you can. Sometimes with ads, by the way. We got Smoky Mountain Hiker here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man, and all in chat. Hello to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Texas had the 100-car pileup. That was a mess. I did see that, and that was kind of, it was Texas. 100 vehicles, 7 people died. I saw some like FedEx trucks slam into another one because, we're in the days of video. That was crazy. And the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Okay. Yeah. And by the way, a belated happy Valentine's Day to everybody here. Yes. Give a cameo of your sister. I'll have to, let me text her and say, let me say, okay, I'll say, hey, please come say hello and don't be a stranger. People want to say hello. Hello. Okay. Video and audio are good. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate it. Thank you. Crystal clear. 8 inches to the addition 1 inch. Okay, you guys got a real Ohio winter this year. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for Mr. Mountain Man. I'm so humbled. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everybody that, you know what? We always have a great time here on Monday. Pull up a stool and join us and have a fun conversation. Happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies in the chat. Day late, but still good. You beat me to it there, Ted and Deborah Harrison. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. Say it isn't so. No more malls. Right. The malls are, it's crazy. And, I was having a conversation about this too. A lot of these stores went out of business because they didn't modernize and stuff, like the big box stores like Kmart. If you look at Target and the shopping experience versus Kmart, and it was kind of older, I didn't mind. To me, it was whatever had the better deal, but apparently that's not the use case of the average American shopper. So people didn't go to Sears and they didn't go to Kmart and they didn't go to a lot of these places. Of course, we shop online, but I liked the Craftsman brand and Sears, and I didn't mind Kmart. I grew up with Kmart. But those are all a thing of the past. I'm just kind of amazed by the rise and fall of modern day American empires and business. It's just crazy. We've got Coaster Mom here. Good evening, everyone. New subscriber to this channel. Well, a warm welcome to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Nice Monday. Love the avatar. Super cool. And feel free to chime in and tell us how you're doing and what's going on. Glad to have you here. Hope you have a good time this evening. Yes. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. So everybody says when I read through this, I go, howdy, because that's what everybody's saying. Hey, Mr. Mountain in the chat, BBBB. Hello to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Foxy's here. I wondered, you know what? There is a certain list of a few folks, by the way, nobody has to ever show up at the live stream. Everybody has busy lives, things going on. And I get it. I mean, kids, work, everything going on. We have responsibilities and things to do. So nobody has to be here at any time or during the week. But for those of you that do show up, there are some people that show up pretty regularly. So when I don't see somebody, sometimes I kind of raise an eyebrow just of the fact of like, hey, are they okay? And everything going on. So glad you are here, Foxy, and hope everything is going well. Let's see. The scrolling on this. Oh my goodness. I don't want to miss anything here. Yeah. Glad you made it, Foxy. Everybody's saying howdy. Yeah. So up there in Ohio, 10 to 14 inches. And then it looks like another 6 to 9 Thursday. I tell you, I love the snow. I love playing in it. Next year, I would like to get in, as I mentioned before, into some of the winter activities, more formal winter activities here in Western North Carolina, maybe getting a season pass to one of the ski places or something like that. But if not, you can always, we just have those little saucers that you can go on a hill. That's a lot of fun. Any stuff like that. It's kind of like when you live in the mountains, when in Rome, it's fun to do the different beautiful things at this time of the year. Hey, by the way, I don't know. I'm a little bit behind. Will and Dawn, and we did get for the first time season passes for Dollywood, and we've never had them before. So we're excited about that, and we're also going to be renewing here shortly our Ripley's season passes. But with the craziness getting over the pandemic, I would enjoy seeing you all again this year sometime over there in East Tennessee, and say hello. It's been 2 years. We tried to hook up this time last year, but the timing was just off. I know you guys had some personal things going on and they got busy, and then the pandemic and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully we can work something out this year. By the way, Will, yes, if you are here as well, another condolences to you about your father. Bob is saying something here for you. Everybody was, talking about it, and very, very sorry for your loss. I hope you are, this challenging time, being able to get through that. Prayers for all of your family, for you especially. And I was really sorry to hear about that. The whole community I know was behind you there. Let's see. Valentine's wishes. Thank you for the Valentine's wishes. Oh, tornado warning. Yes. So you go from snow up north to tornadoes down south. Boy, I tell you, Georgia is a piece of work, isn't it, Foxy? Oh, on vacation, Loggy Doggy, he said there. Tornadoes. Oh, somebody's got a 24th birthday in the house Wednesday. All right. Well, I can look at that. Look at that. The sweat and everything's disgusting. Come on in. We got a visitor here. This is Ditta. This is my sister. Let's see if you can come over here. Here. Let's make Krista. Let's see. How do we say create a banner? Let's say, welcome, Ditta. Oh, not Dit Fa. Ditta. All right. Here we go. Oh, now I got to press it. Where'd it go? Oh, look at that.
Oh,
yep.
Thank you.
All right. So Ditta is from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ohio.
Yep. And you came down here to this beautiful foggy weather.
Hey, still, it's like 18 and snowing in Ohio. So this beautiful
Speaking
foggy weather is better.
Speaking of the
I'm not used to this. You're the professional.
No professional, only amateur hour here. So we got a lot of good people here. No, just wanted the story behind the name Ditda, for those of you that may have missed it before, is that when I was a baby, I could not say her name correctly, so it became Ditda, which is also her handle on YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do we got in store for this week? We got to do something. Maybe later this week, see the mountains, do something. Hopefully the weather clears up. I was just telling everybody how stinky it is here. It's been foggy and you can't even see the mountains. And so, but it's nice having somebody here, and stay 6 feet away from me. No, I'm just joking. Not because of the pandemic. Just stay 6 feet away from me. This is the most inconvenient spot. Like I don't really have like a nice setup for. I thought about it when I started about dual mics and stuff. I just don't have anybody that's going to regularly be on here. So yeah, you get to stand or you can sit on my lap, and that's not happening. So let's see if anybody said hello here. Oh, and by the way, I didn't want to glaze over. Paulina said a 24th birthday in the house. I showed my sweaty flex there. And so we can say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear somebody. Happy birthday to you. All right. Hey, we got Chad Lovelace here. Good evening, Mr. Mountain Man and everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you all had a good weekend. Yeah, it did have a pretty decent weekend. Not a lot going on other than family coming in town to visit. And so we were happy about that. But and spent a little bit of time with the kids, Valentine's Day, all that good stuff. I can't complain. Can't complain. Ice in West Virginia, praying power stays on, started about 4 p.m. Supposed to change to rain. Man, I'll tell you what, the ice is just nasty. Severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see here. You see how bad the scrolling is? All about the Smokies. I got behind on your videos. Roku died and had to get a new one. Be caught up with you. Yes, great content there. What you should say instead of no worries, you should say apology accepted. Don't let it happen again. No, just joking. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man sister. Hello, sister. She's avoiding the snow. Yes, she is. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man sister. Please be safe out there and stay warm. Hope you all keep electricity. Yes. Absolutely. Stay warm. We got Rita saying hello, Ditda. Welcome to our fun family. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man sister Ditda. Yes. And thank you so much. Yeah, for the birthday wishes. Nice to meet you, says AZ Rock and Bob. Sister Ditda. That's right. And Ted and Deborah, everybody's saying it. Mr. Mountain Man can still be magical hiking in fog. It gives a different feel. So Smoky Mountain Hiker, he's our resident hiking expert here in the community. And yes, it can be. It could probably give you a little bit of a kind of a suspenseful, right? I mean, you have to be safe about it, but I guess the fog, you don't know what's coming next. It does take out, I guess, the dramatic views for those, but for the regular hikers, I could see how that could be pretty cool. Let's see here. Yeah, that ever get creeped out by hiking in the fog? I don't know if that would be my favorite thing to do. I mean, it would. I think I could understand it being cool. Even in the snow, I think it'd be kind of cool. But I'm not like I'm definitely a novice hiker. But yeah, I guess it just whatever the elements are in nature to add something new. Ditda, are you Have? That should be a moderated comment, right? No, just
when I was little, I was asked, I was told to behave, and I said, I am being Have.
I am being Have. I am being Have. All right. Well, yeah, this thing's all out of whack. I have to basically bend it to get it to work. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Yes. Howdy. We got a lot of good folks in here tonight. How long do you get to visit Ditda? For about a week.
Yep.
About another week. Yes. Here in Wisconsin, we haven't gotten above 15 or so degrees for at least 2 weeks now. It seems like it'll never end. Yeah, that's what Mom was saying also in Ohio. We got some other people from Ohio. It's a lot of snow. We got nothing here. All right. Rita came out with the let's show his family how much we love them and hit the smash button. Let's see. Do I want to do this? No, I don't want to do this. Let's see if we.
That was when we were young.
let's see if we can get a good thumbnail for the Mountain Man Monday. Let's see here. Which side should we go on? All right, Krista, smile. I had the camera.
Oh, I was looking down at
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I thought it was like a webcam cam. You got a
Okay, there we go.
camera.
All right. So now I'll cut that or whatever and use it for the screen shots. I'm telling you, get some weird ones some weeks. Some weeks YouTube, it'll be like I'm like halfway through a facial expression. Not really creeped out, AZ Rock, but it's eerie at times, but not really scary. Yeah, in Smoky Mountain Hiker, with the experience that he has, that would, yeah, I would think that again, it would just be like a kind of a cool extra element to add into being outdoors. I mean, after all, it's what the joy of being in the mountains and other places that you can hike are pretty cool. It feels like it's never ending. It's funny because if you go back through our conversations on this channel since like November, everybody's excited about the winter and the cold and the change and when fall ends and everything. And now I'm looking at it and I'm telling you, the next 6 weeks, everybody's gonna be like, when's it gonna be done? So yeah, hopefully, at least I would like sunshine. I can deal with the cold. Oh, that was nice. Happy Mr. Mountain. Hello, Mr. Mountain Mom. Happy belated Valentine's Day. That was very nice. Depends on how I feel and the weather, but definitely wind stays light longer because fog at night, I can't imagine. By the way, do you use do you have a GPS as a backup? I'm not talking about a phone one, but an actual like Garmin or hiking GPS. I was curious if you use those. Do you like Western North Carolina?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous here. I love to visit. The reason I haven't been here more is just because of the pandemic, but yeah, I love it here.
Trying to get her to move here. Why not? It's nice here, right? Then you don't have to have those Ohio winters anymore. The Western North Carolina winters are pretty mild. Probably audio dropping out there, but yeah, there is Western North Carolina, you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff to do here. It's just crazy how many, we talk about a lot here. There's a lot of the big attractions between East Tennessee and a lot of the well-known things. But when it comes to hiking and exploring and small towns and culture and dining, and then Asheville itself being a larger city in the mountains, there is just an endless amount of cool things to do. Smoky Mountain, Great Smoky Mountains National Park, probably being the crown gem, and the Blue Ridge Mountains and Appalachia and all that. Just so many cool things to do here. It's no wonder that so many people either like to vacation or live in there. Paulina says, howdy, Mr. Mountain Man, beautiful sister. How are you? What's up? What's up?
Just
chilling.
Hanging out with family.
Chilling.
Getting to see other people for once.
Rita says, I didn't realize how much wave and curl you had in your hair. It looks good. I think you're talking about mine or my sister, because you're probably talking about they're talking about this. Whoops. Yeah, I told the lady at the haircut place that I didn't mind it being long, but I didn't want a mullet. And so I said I wanted it a little shorter on the sides, but I didn't want it to look like, speaking of malls from 1983, I didn't want to look like I was jumping out of my, Pontiac Fiero in 1983 or something like that. So, yeah.
You didn't like the curl when you were little.
For those of you who saw me 1 year ago, you can still see no chair. I know. So I told Dita about that tonight. Yeah. We debated about it. I said, the problem is where it is. I said, you could put a chair down there, but I don't really have it set up. Do you want to be on or not? But then I Mom asked if you were here. And I said, well, we got to get her to come down here. And so, yeah, 1 year ago, Mom, what happened was I had chairs for my parents, but it was off camera to listen. Mom was interested, came over my shoulder. I'm looking at the video, and then she ends up like you are, like hovering. That's why I said, there's one chair here. You can sit on the desk. And she's kind of sitting on the desk right now, but
yeah, they probably can't see that you have.
Yeah, there's a desk that you're sitting on right now. So, is there enough to do in Little Switzerland for an entire day? Little Switzerland, North Carolina, the rocket ship of the recent days around here. Yes, So Little Switzerland, do need to emphasize the word little. Is there enough to do for a day? It depends on what you mean do. Like, you can shop, you can eat and dine. If you were staying at the little Switzerland Inn, there would be plenty to do because obviously they have the horseshoes and the pool and the lounging, and you can look at the mountains and stuff. But an entire day, yeah, I mean, between the shopping and dining and a little bit of walking around, but it's quaint. This isn't like in your face, some amusement parks and craziness. This is a quiet little mountain town that is meant for relaxation and enjoyment. So yeah, highly recommend. I think it's a really, really cool little place up there in the mountains off the Blue Ridge Parkway. Definitely really neat, and a lot of little towns like that to explore all over the place. I ended up walking 3 to as much as 6 miles just at work. No, I don't have a Garmin. Oh, interesting. I didn't know because as a backup from a safety feature, even an advanced hiker like you, I wondered if ever it might help in a situation. I doubt you're really getting turned around. Yeah, say it isn't so, Mr. Mountain Man Mom. Yeah. Anyway, this is just not the ideal setup. This is the setup for Mr. Mountain Man. That's about it. We don't have it. Good point. Yeah, and everybody watch, get a lecture on that. Talking about yours. My hair. Yes, it is definitely gotten longer. But I like it. It's kind of cool. It looks cool with a hat on. So
it doesn't look like a mullet.
It doesn't look like a mullet. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
I would tell you.
I cannot believe that I am actually all caught up with the comments. So, well, there you have it. So I guess I'm going to go into the next stage, which is kicking my sister out. So I bid you adieu.
Nice to see everybody.
Yeah, and we'll see you on maybe an upcoming Mr. Mountain Man video.
Yeah.
Let's do one. Let's do one. We'll do it together. All right.
Bye, everybody.
I'll see you upstairs. All right. Jump on the chat. Can you jump on the chat? No, we don't have any reception. Why is that? Because I told everybody to turn off the Wi-Fi. So yeah. I'm up on a mountain. Okay, bring on your other 2 sisters. I know. I wish it would be kind of a family affair. Are there other siblings or just the 2 of you? No, I do have 2 other sisters. So I have 3 sisters in total and just me, no brothers. So yeah, so hopefully she'll join us in the chat. But if you ever see Ditda, she does join us from time to time. And always nice to have her here. Yes, she does enjoy it. Here's a story. I should have told it when she was in here. My very first visit to Asheville was with my wife and my sister. I had lived in Charlotte. I was pausing there for a second because I needed to make sure chronological order. I had driven through Asheville 50 times, but never really came to visit. And we came and we went downtown, the 3 of us, my wife and my sister. We went to like the Mellow Mushroom. We walked around downtown Asheville. We went to Chimney Rock. We went to Grandfather Mountain, and we had a good time. We drove a little bit on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So yeah, look to seeing Ditda probably upcoming, and I haven't figured out. A lot of it's gonna depend on the weather. It just stinks this time of the year, and because we're not really doing anything indoors, it kind of limits things. But yeah, so actually there's some significance there. She was the first time I came here was with her, and so that's pretty cool. One of the pictures, if you go back to the first Chimney Rock video at the end, when I show the original trail that's closed, she's actually in that picture, but the picture is cropped on me and she's on the other side of the sign. And I remember at the time I was like, I didn't put you in the picture because I didn't know if you wanted to be on a video. And she's like, I didn't matter. And I was like, well, now I feel badly. I should have put the whole picture, but we're basically on that waterfall. She's got her elbow up on the sign and I have my elbow up on the sign. If you haven't seen that video, you can go all the way to the end. It's the original Skyline Trail that is no longer. Yeah, did it make it tough wearing hand-me-downs? Yeah, that wasn't happening. I wasn't wearing any of their clothes, so I just had a lot of originals. I think my mom got stuff from work from other people like boys and stuff from sometimes. But yeah, you poor guy growing up. Let me tell you something. Her and I fought like cats and dogs growing up. It was pretty crazy. So my mom always jokes about how interesting it is that we're great friends now. So yeah. Hope to see you later, sister. You will see her, and glad that you guys enjoyed the little cameo appearance. She must have been really popular. I have the number up in the corner and everybody's dropping because she left. I know she's more fun than I am. But anyway, so with that, let me head over to housekeeping for the week of February the 15th, 2021. So the first housekeeping item is my Twitter account got suspended. Like I said, I don't know what happened. So to be determined, we'll figure out what the big suspense is on that one, see if I can get it reactivated. And so at least I can announce when these live streams are going to happen. Or I can announce, when the live stream is going to happen. Other than that, let's jump over to, I had a slow week on Instagram. And so I always put some extra words to the pictures themselves. So we're over here on Instagram. Let's see. Let's hide the banner and get organized here. You already saw the snow. This was last time. That was really pretty. That's what would be nice if the mountains look like. I need to post a pic. I absolutely should have taken a picture today. I didn't even think about it. You can't see anything. That was pretty, right? That's a buck and a 6 point, I guess is what you say. It's kind of hard to tell because the leaves kind of blend in, but yeah, that was a really pretty deer. And I had to zoom, so that's why there's a little bit of noise in the picture. But that was pretty neat. The deer just looking straight up at me, like, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "I'm taking a picture. That's all I'm gonna do because you're a beautiful animal." So I thought that was really kind of neat from the distance there. And then so we got these from Sam's Club. They are. I'm not gonna lie, they weren't like a huge hit. Like, you guys know how I've done like the chicken sausages, of course, bratwurst and sausages. I mean, talking about in this family, these came from Sam's Club, and they were Italian flavored sausages with mozzarella in them. Sounds really good, doesn't it? I mean, sounds good to me. They were just a little bit of a letdown. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure if it was the quality of the meat. They just weren't super exciting. I don't know what it was. So, and it looks like Rita said, I cooked a big pot of beef vegetable soup. It's very cold here. Yes, that's another good winter time meal right there. I know my mom cooked stuff like that when I was growing up, but it was the pits outside when I was grilling. It was raining. I was actually listening to Will and Dawn's live stream at the time when I was cooking dinner there. And so always a nice Sunday tradition to grill if I'm able to. Every once in a while something's going on and I'm not able to, but I try to. So other than that, that's the housekeeping. I guess there is one question over here that kind of ties into the housekeeping. I'll pull it up here. It says, what are your plans if the warmer weather comes up? There's obviously a plethora of things to do in the mountains when it's warm and nice outside. I have an unending list of places I want to go and things I want to show when the pandemic's done, being able to go into Asheville and see neat places and restaurants and all that good stuff. And I almost missed this comment. Nokia said, my video, I love that video. A real Last of the Mohicans fan right here. We talk about it a lot. I think Larry, if I'm not mistaken, had watched it after we talked about it. Maybe it was somebody else if I'm mistaken. Yes, I love that movie. Part of it was filmed here in North Carolina at Chimney Rock. That would be a really fun video too, is to do like scenes from Last of the Mohicans over there in Chimney Rock. I mean, I just have so many ideas. It's just, this doesn't line up for me in life because there's so much going on right now. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but to do a Mr. Mountain Man production or video, it's a bit of work. It's a lot of fun work, but it's just time consuming. Now, the Eclectic Handyman, on the other hand, that channel is about 50 times easier because most of those are made, in the garage or around the house doing something to fix. That's not everybody's cup of tea over there, but I'm really enjoying that channel. It's starting to see some pretty nice growth as well. And there's some cool stuff. But yes, Last of the Mohicans, I love it. I watch that movie at least once a year. What an excellent, excellent movie. If you haven't seen it before, It's based around, for anybody who's listening, and it's based around the French Indian War. And a little bit graphic if that bothers anybody, just because it's a war movie. But other than that, just fantastic movie. Excellent score. Trevor Jones, I believe, is the composer and does a lot of the music in the movie. And just some beautiful scenery in the movie itself. Excellent story. So yes, that and the warmer weather comes in. Lots to do in the mountains. And I hope to, continue to bring you all some fun stuff. If you like my content in general between the two channels, there's always something coming out. Please remember to hit the thumbs up, everyone. AZ Rock, that is very kind of you. Thank you so much. Yes, and Foxy can only say Mr. Mountain Instagram right now because Twitter is blocked or suspended. It does sound good. Yes. Smoking Mountain Hiker says it's in the 50s and 60s here next week. Yeah, it's supposed to warm up and start to get a little bit more mild here. Yes. Wow. It's going to be nice. Always looking good. Grilled food you make. And by the way, just another thing about those Instagram pictures, I do not put filters on them. So what you see is what you get. I mean, I move the camera at angles, but I don't put filters on it. There's actually 52 here today. Weird how just west and south of us is snow and ice. It is crazy. Smoky Mountain Hiker. I don't know if you were on the live stream, and I had some pictures. There was a few weekends ago that I was coming out of Asheville and it was snowing like mad, and just got outside of Asheville, maybe 5 miles, and it was sunny and not a flake of snow. I'm talking clear skies. We're talking dark gray and hard snow to sunny and clear skies. That was crazy. Foxy Wolf, maybe one of these days we'll get an invite. Oh, for the grill? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I tell you what, grilling at the park is a lot of fun. You guys have seen me do that. When I went through my 2020 year in review, one of my favorite videos was Pizza Putt-Putt in the Park. And in that video, I grill at the end on one of the videos. And those burgers were absolutely delicious. YouTube reaches your tools and use it. Oh, yeah. Mr. Mountain YouTube. It teaches you tools and how to use them, tips and ideas for around their house. Learn new tips and tricks on the Eclectic Handyman. A lot of stuff around tools. I got another video coming out. I got a new toolbox, another one. And I got it on sale because it was the floor model. So that video will be coming around. Okay, who wrote the book for Last of the Mohicans? Is that what you're asking? Or are you asking a different book? Let me see. Let me go into my memory here. And I will tell you. Let me see here. Yes. Oh, I just remember. It was James Fenimore Cooper. I actually, I couldn't remember that name off the top of my head, but I think there's some of the artwork that's depicted in that book. It's because I had looked at like a print once it was entitled Last of the Mohicans. And because that book is so older, in fact, it says it's a narrative written by James Fenimore Cooper in 1826. And I believe there was another movie in the 20s or 30s too that was around it. Yeah, who knows? Maybe someday at the park, maybe some grilling or something like that. Yeah, Nokia Smith got it. She got it. She wins. Yeah, I had to look it up. Very nice looking buck. Cool picture. I appreciate it. Oh, Paulina's heading out. Good night, Mr. Mountain. Everyone have a safe, fantastic night, week. Love to all. Good vibes and forever. Excellent emojis there. See you and talk to you later. Hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Mountain, you're almost at the point of needing a tool intervention. You haven't seen the beginning of it, Foxy. Wait. I have just a backlog of videos. This happened organically. I won't spend too much time because I'll start boring people, but that channel really did happen organically. Like I did that one day. If you go back and look, I did it on a single tool I had gotten in the mail, and I did it. And I was like, man, this is kind of cool. I enjoy this, and this is kind of fun. So let me just start doing that. And so, yeah, a lot of fun. Oh, I saw Bob's taking off. Got to run. Hope our paths cross soon. Would love to grab a meal or a hike. Yes, absolutely. There's so many good people in the community. Would definitely do that. Have a great night, everyone. You as well, and have a wonderful week. let's see here. It would be fun if all of us in here could meet sometime, see where we are. I know it won't happen, but it'd be fun. What a party. Yeah. You never know. I know that some of the other channels like Will and Dawn and some of the other folks, sometimes they get together at the park and stuff like that. But at least we have this. And I know this isn't the same because it's hard to have two-way vocal dialogue and see the actual people, but at least we have some medium to do that. Love my tools. Got a new cobalt drill for Valentine's Day. Very nice. Yeah. If you're, one of the big time channels I follow on that side of the fence is called The Den of Tools. Shout out to them. That channel has a lot about Cobalt, Milwaukee, and DeWalt, Craftsman, Harbor Freight, a lot of those tools. A very popular channel. It's basically like he has this bear that he uses software so that when he creates the video, instead of him and his face, it's a bear. So it's really, he's got a great thing going there in the community. And so he's got some really cool videos. And so it's pretty cool. My wife bought a Milwaukee box cutter yesterday. Thought of you when she got it from the last video. Yeah, I don't have a lot of Milwaukee tools. That set of precision screwdrivers was the first. I bought it to fix I thought I had it over here. It was a toy electronic thing for one of the kids. I bought this like $1 replacement part, but to take it apart, you got to have all these very, very fine screwdrivers. So I bought it for that. And yeah. But in the tool industry, as I said in that video, it's like the Harley Davidson. A lot of people, if any of you are tradesmen, I am not a construction worker or mechanic or anything like that, but in the construction world, in the kind of in the wood and creation and house and that thing, it's like Milwaukee, and in the mechanics world, Snap-on. And of course, it's not exactly like that, but those are kind of what I have kind of seen are the two elites of the industry on both sides of the fence. Thank you for live streaming. Thank you for joining us. And we do appreciate having you here, as well as Bob. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. All right. So that was the housekeeping for the week of February the 15th, 2021. Let me pull up the next on deck, which would be news and notes for the week of February the 15th, 2021. Let's go ahead and get this one kicked off with our first Is it running? There we go. Is it running? I got it. We got it. Maybe? No, we're not. Come on. There we go. That is not the right article. Go back. Everybody saw everything already. All right. Come on, Mr. Mount Man. It's like your first time you ever did this before. Here we go. First on deck this week. I got to get the article up here. 5 interesting things you didn't know about Biltmore Village. Of course, a lot of people know about the Biltmore, a very famous and the largest private estate in the United States, attraction owned by the Vanderbilt family. But right outside of the Biltmore is the Biltmore Village. It is a beautiful place. Biltmore Village. Yeah, by the way, I just saw that pop up on a tangent. I hope you get an apology letter. Yes, I am really curious as to what happened over there to see if it was a goof. Biltmore Village is a charming, leafy enclave created to house employees of George Vanderbilt's sprawling Biltmore estate, which includes an art-filled 1895 mansion and a winery offering tasting and tours. The Cathedral of All Souls is a Romanesque revival landmark, while stuccoed cottages contain jewelry stores, galleries, and upscale boutique, farm-to-table restaurants, cafes, and craft breweries dot the area. If you ever drive through here in that part of Asheville, it's just a beautiful outdoor. Speaking of the death to the malls, these, of course, this is much older than malls are, but this type of boutique outdoor shopping experience, it's just a beautiful area of town. That picture right there, see the map you see in the light area? So the Biltmore is off to kind of down here. This road and this open area is the Biltmore. And then this white area right here, this series of streets that you can walk in that have Ruth's Chris, and there's even a McDonald's in there. Not that that's the stuff, but there's a lot of shopping and dining in there that's really pretty interesting. So let me get back to this. Let me read some of the 5 things. Biltmore Village was originally named Best. And I'm like, what? That's a typo. No, the name was Best. What we know today as Biltmore Village was built at the turn of the last century by George Vanderbilt. In 1889, Vanderbilt purchased the small town of Best. The name was Best. How cool of a name of a town is that, by the way? And renamed it Biltmore Village, christening it a quote-unquote company town for the estate's workers. The community was planned and designed to reflect the qualities of an English country village, including its defining look of stucco, pebble dash, and dark beams. The village had its own church, still in operation today, as the Cathedral of All Souls, an Episcopal cathedral, had hospital, shops, a school, railroad depot, and other essential services. The town was owned by the Vanderbilts until the Great Flood of 1916. Then it was incorporated in the city of Asheville. There are 28 buildings. So here's number 2. Oh, Chad's taking off. I think I saw somebody. Good night, heading out. Hope everyone has a great week. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Chad. There are 28 buildings listed on the National Register of Historic Places in this little town here. That's right. Of the 113 Buncombe County buildings listed on the prestigious National Register of Historic Places, 28 of them are in the 3-block radius of the Biltmore Village. That's a full 1 in 4. And of those, 20 were designed by Richard Sharp Smith, the resident architect of the Biltmore estate. Number 3, the Cathedral of All Souls honors people connected to the Biltmore estate. Internationally renowned artist Maitland Armstrong and his daughter Helen Maitland Armstrong, considered to be the finest stained glass artist in America at the time, created 3 memorial stained glass windows for the south transept of the Cathedral of All Souls. The windows honor Maria Louise Vanderbilt, architect Richard Morris Hunt, and Clarence Barker, which was Vanderbilt's cousin. Number 4, Cornelia Vanderbilt married at the Cathedral of All Souls in April of 1924. Cornelia Vanderbilt, daughter of George and Edith, married the Honorable John Francis Amherst Cecil. Ceremony took place at the Cathedral of All Souls, and Edith escorted her daughter down the aisle. And lastly, Biltmore Village has a largely untold military history. For a small quote-unquote company town, Biltmore Village has an interesting history as staging ground for the U.S. military. Unfortunately, only the basics are known. In 1898, the village greens were used for military drill exercises during the Spanish-American War. In 1903, the 1st Regiment of the National Guard, about 600 men, made a summer encampment in the village for 5 days. In 1918, while the U.S. was engaged in the First World War, dwelling number 16 on All Souls Crescent was leased as an officer's quarters. As of February 1920, the cottage and 3 stores in the Biltmore Village were still being leased by the U.S. government. So pretty cool, a little background there. Most of that history you probably wouldn't know in depth if you were shopping down there. You grab a bite to eat. You go to some of these cool boutique stores. You walk around. If the weather's good, it has I don't want to say Christmas lights, but it has white lights on the buildings that just look beautiful year round. Like you drive into there and you kind of like, what is this? And it's the Biltmore Village. Not far from that excellent barbecue place. It's not in Biltmore Village, but it's within a couple of miles there, called Three Pigs, that I had talked about many, many moons ago. And but the Biltmore Village is a cool place to visit if you are in Asheville, North Carolina. Definitely worth checking out if you're going to go shopping. All right, next up. Housing market impacted by the influx of people moving to Asheville. So Asheville continues to be a very hot place to live. Oh, let me catch up on the comments real quickly. Pardon me. I love your maps. They really help. Yes. And I appreciate the feedback. And I always try to incorporate them in. Yeah. Twitter's not apologizing to me. If anything, they'll just say, you're lucky. Feel pleased, Mr. Mountain, you got your account back. And I'll laugh. I'd really like to go there sometime. It is definitely worth it. Biltmore Village looks very interesting to check out. Your maps are always helpful. Thank you again for the feedback. I love the history on how the Biltmore was built. There are some excellent books. Give credit where credit's due to my mom. She bought a couple of books for us. They're upstairs. One of them talks about the Vanderbilt family and the origins and how it came about. The other one's more of like a coffee table picture book. So a lot of interesting history there. I don't like Twitter. Had account get hacked many times. So don't use it much just to check the roads in the Smokies. Yeah, I don't know what happened on it, but again, hopefully we'll figure out And the suspense will end soon. Cool history. Thank you, Lion One, and welcome to the live stream. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a great Monday and a nice start to your week. Biltmore is an amazing place to visit, an all-day event. Actually, you could take 2 days and enjoy and not rush. So much to see. I really dropped the ball. I've mentioned it before because when the channel was getting off the blocks here, I did have annual passes to the Biltmore. I didn't use them in time to go create some videos. But to be honest with you, there's a whole heap load of Biltmore videos out there. If like really you want to see or get an appetizer of it, you know, you can take a look because there's, I mean, you really can, you can see it at Christmas and you can see all the different stuff in the grounds, but no matter who makes a video, Rita is right here. The Biltmore, if possible, not everybody's able to do that, is an experience to be in person, to absorb the magnificence and the history. I will say, as I've said before, let's be honest, it's not an attraction that a lot of like younger family is probably gonna like. Now the grounds are pretty cool, meaning the land for riding bikes and exploring and seeing great views, but if you have like say a 15-year-old or a 6-year-old or maybe even a 23-year-old or whatever, these are not folks that are going to appreciate that kind of history. It's just reality. It's just like an art museum and some other stuff. So the Biltmore, if you can appreciate history, and to be just quite honest, the longer I get and more experienced I get in my life, the more I do appreciate things like this. Just like leaves turning is kind of cool these days, where when I was 20 years old, I could care less. A lot of history in Asheville, not just the Biltmore. That is very, very true. Lots to see. Son and family camped in Asheville over Christmas and visited the Biltmore and surrounding area. They loved it. Yes. Very, very nice. It is really cool. Let's see here. I want to make sure I don't miss any comments. Hey, it's Lily getting here late. Only stay a few minutes. Hope all is well. It is. We're just talking about the mountains, the weather, what's happening, and we're going over some news and notes right now. Hope you are doing well up in the Northeast. All right, so I'll get back to that article there. Housing market impacted. Basically, it says North Carolina is the 9th fastest growing state in the country, according to U-Haul. The company tracks one-way trucks, so that one-way being somebody's moving from another state here or inside the state, entering states, and then compares that to the number of trucks leaving that state. In 2020, those one-way trips to North Carolina were up 11%, and the city of Asheville is particularly feeling the growth. But why are so many people moving here? Is it the Biltmore, the breweries, the restaurants, the mountain views and hiking? Yes. The person in the article, we're secure in this little hug of the mountains or something, who recently moved to the area. Here we are, and the mountains are all around us. I just love it. They moved from a city in Florida. A lot of driving factors brought her and her husband here. A key one being they're both autoimmune and didn't like the pandemic response where they were. As much as they wanted to get to Asheville, he says finding a place to live was hard. We just kept pushing. It's kind of like everything kept dissolving. Nothing was working out. It's very frustrating. So that's when my husband decided to just go up there. The article was kind of lengthy. He went on. He stayed at Airbnb, and they were looking for places. One of the people in the article runs a mobile vet practice and wanted to relocate to the most dog city friendly in the country. You know, one of the things about Asheville is, I remember when I moved here, we didn't do it on a rash decision. We took a year. Really, we took notes. We had like files organized. We went scoping out. We wanted to see where there's good schools and good areas. And, you know, we really didn't make a rash decision. There were a lot of factors to make sure we made a wise and smart decision, because when we moved to Florida, kind of unknown to us, you know, there was a bubble, and then the financial crisis of 2008 happened. Property values dropped. Things just didn't go that well. And so we wanted to be really, really smart about it this time. Asheville is a highly desirable place, especially for empty nesters who have their nest egg and they want to move to the area. And what's happened, though, is that prices have skyrocketed. And now there's always something for everyone. I mean, the further you get away from the city, now, whether you're talking about single family home versus manufactured building, versus renting apartments or condos, you know, there's always something different. But typically the focus is around single family homes. And, you know, when you start looking at new build construction, single family homes in Asheville proper, I say Asheville proper because remember, if you get 30 miles outside the city, it's a different ball game. But Asheville proper, you might find a new build that's a green style build that's, 2,100 square feet and could be $700,000, and so it's pricey, and a lot of people get frustrated because they feel like they want to live here. They want to live in Asheville proper. They may not want to live further out to save some of that money, and it becomes very difficult. Working professionals and such that have a secure job or are hired, when they're brought, they can do pretty well. But a lot of the people, it's kind of joke, like there's no more need for breweries or hot yoga studios or starving artists and things like that. There's a saturation, and people like that find it tough. There's a site called citydata.com, which is excellent if you ever want to relocate to anywhere, because you can get the inside scoop from locals and what's going on. And there's a bunch of information, but you used to see people get mad at Asheville because they couldn't make a living. And then, but a much more affordable place is a bigger city like Charlotte. The housing is much more reasonable in Charlotte, but yeah, this the housing market is super hot in Asheville, North Carolina. Let me see if there are any comments here. I'd like to move to Asheville in a heartbeat, in the mountains and close to the ocean, a really pretty city. Yes, there is a lot for sure here, and just geographically in this part of the country. I mean, even Asheville. Some people, you go over to Richmond and Virginia, or if you go over to Tennessee, whether it's Nashville or Knoxville, or you go down to Georgia or North Georgia or Charlotte, the Tri-City area, you're talking about Raleigh, Durham, and all that. Just a lot of good places. Yeah, it is a good location. You need to do your research before moving anywhere. That's one of the things what Smoky Mountain Hikers talking about here. And I have seen more over on the live streams for Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. Is it seems like a lot of people on a whim want to move without a plan. And you would think that that's like, most people would get that that's not advisable, but that's a bad idea. Always do research, know what you're moving into. Is it crime ridden? Are property values bad? That's kind of the obvious stuff. But then there's stuff like, if you're buying raw land, does it perk for, is it on sewer? Do you need septic? Is it, power? Are you living in the city? Are you renting? What are the people like? Is it loud? Is it quiet? Is it, pollution? Is it near, what is it zoned for? Are you near, a factory? All kinds of stuff. So, climate, history, location, close to Charlotte, banking capital, South, the arts, on and on. Foxy's right. I mean, even if you go, Atlanta and the outskirts, all that, and all the different outskirt cities of that, and Charlotte and everything, there are a lot of nice areas to move to. But as is said by Smoky Mountain Hiker, myself, and others, you always have to do research. What is a bad idea, even though it seems good, is to like go on vacation, have the vacation blues, and then be like, I want to move there because I had a good vacation. Now that sometimes is good. That's where people migrate. I love Florida. Somebody says, I love Florida, I'm going to retire there. Or I love the mountains, I'm going to move, or California or Oregon or New York. Upstate New York, it's super cold in the winter, but then it has beautiful parts too, or New England or whatever people like. But yeah, that is cliche, is probably one of the most important. Location is super important. And the cool thing these days with the internet is there is so much data and metrics on everything from satellite, crime, money, industry, school, on and on and on and on. You really can be smart about, where you want to move. Need IT professionals. One of the things about technology, IT, software engineering, whatever, all of that is always in demand. What has happened with the pandemic to a lot of industry, especially in IT and technical industry, is companies have been forced their hand to learn how to let individuals work remotely. And because of that, a lot of job opportunities have opened up for people who previously had to be a butt in the seat at their office building, now can work from anywhere in the country. And things in the technology arena, IT, tend to be at the forefront of that. And we're already ahead of the curve even before the pandemic. But with now starting to see even more and more remote jobs But aside from that, actual native jobs, there are, and there always are IT jobs in the area. But of course, the bigger the city, the more you'll have like Charlotte and Raleigh and all that stuff. Sounds like you could experience culture there, museums, plays, musicals. Yes. Asheville is one of those things that I would love to bring to this channel more videos, because exactly that, Kentucky Girl, is the culture. That's the thing that I would like to bring. It's just been really difficult in the last year to do that. Nashville has grown like crazy. Also, big difference in traveling time, going from place to place, putting up apartments on every piece of land. That's the thing that always gets me, and I'm seeing that here in Asheville too. Listen, I lived in apartments in my 20s, early 20s, coming out of college for a long time, and they served a tremendous purpose at that point in my life. So I have a hard time saying anything bad about apartments. But when you see them taking a footprint of land on a few acres and putting 4-story apartments, what I see that as now is traffic. And because you're in a small space, times 4 floors, times 2 to 3 people per unit, it's just lots and lots of people. And you're right, they'll take the smallest piece of land and just plop it because they can, but that doesn't mean the infrastructure around there can handle that. So that's when you get traffic and overcrowding, and being aware of that is pretty cool, or a pretty good thing to know. Hendersonville is a real nice area, not too far out of Asheville. Patricia, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you here tonight. And you are 100% right. That is south of Asheville. It's so dense between the two areas, like so many little cities, that they almost, I don't want to say they connect because they're two different counties, Buncombe and Henderson. But yes, this is a good point. And I have done videos down there. The 2 Apple Festival videos are out of the Hendersonville, Henderson County area. Let's see here. Richmond is way too populated, I hear, in that area. I don't know much about Richmond. I threw that name out just because of its proximity to the ocean and the mountains and such. But that's be really nice. Savannah, yes, is another one on the coast there in Georgia. Quite a few come here without even finding a place to live, end up sleeping in their cars and such. Smoky Mountain Hiker, my wife gave me an article tonight for this lineup, and I did not put it in there because I thought it was a little too, I balance the seriousness from the other, from the kind of the easy stuff, but it was, I'm going to read you the name of the article because your comment is on topic. It was from Blue Ridge Now. It said, hidden homeless crisis. After losing jobs and homes, more people are living in cars and RVs, and it's getting worse. Now, that didn't have to do about people making rash decisions to move to an area. But on the same front, you just reminded me of it about sleeping in their cars. Yeah, that's just terrible. Like, I think the number one thing, and I think this to me is obvious, but it might not be obvious to others, is you have to have a job lined up unless you're retiring and working on a nest egg. And then it is a good idea to get a realtor, because if you are moving to an area you are not familiar with, the realtor will give you the ins and outs. And I'm going to give you a piece of advice. You can test out a realtor. Realtors by law they have to be very generic in what the information they're allowed to provide. So when I was interviewing realtors for North Carolina, when I was down in Florida, I was asking them, like, I had a short list of about 4. And I said, how are the schools in this city, and this city? And then the first realtor, or some of them would be like, unfortunately, I can't really tell you, good or bad, but I can refer you to sites, that will give you the ratings of the different schools and school systems. And I was like, all right, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I called another realtor who ended up being our realtor. And I said, how's the schools in this city, this city, this city, and this city? And she's like, you don't want to be in this one. She's like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but these schools are not too good. These are really good schools. These are the problem with these schools. And I'm like, you know what? And I told her later, I was like, that's one of the differences that made difference. It's like, I just wanted some real information. Anyway, bringing it back to Smoky Mountain Hikers comments and to others about moving, a realtor is your insider knowledge to a place. Everybody thinks they know an area, but when it gets outside, just some cool area, Myrtle Beach or Gatlinburg or Asheville or Atlanta or whatever, having somebody who actually knows the area, they might even know things you don't know. Because somebody could be like, oh, wow, look at that acre of land. I think I want to buy it. I'm going to put a house on it or something like that. And they're like, yeah, we just heard that Amazon is going to be buying those 15 acres next door and putting a huge industrial park right there. You might not know that. And so, pardon me, I need some water. So yeah, all good things to know is being able to have a realtor or inside knowledge. Let's see. Oh, hey, Noka, have a great night. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure I didn't miss too many other ones here before I go to the next to last article. Sorry, I'm reading. It's a back and forth talking about Nashville. Rita's given the scoop. Hey, Hike with Mike joined the chat just a few minutes ago or a minute or right now. Hey, folks, hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Just talking a little bit about the mountains, Asheville, and about moving. Hey, I have to go, Mr. Mountain. It was fun talking to everyone. Have a wonderful night, Kentucky girl, and a great week. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so let me go to this next article. This is kind of on the goofy but weird side and maybe connects to the Eclectic Handyman channel. Catalytic converter thefts are increasing in Henderson County. Man, when I talk a lot, my throat really closes up. It's like hard to swallow the water. Goodness gracious. All right, so the catalytic converter is the part between the exhaust manifold and your mufflers and your exhaust leading out of the car that essentially superheats a lot of the bad byproduct that's emitted from the engine to make it a cleaner emissions that comes out. The catalytic converter, you probably would have never known about it unless it went bad on your car and then you had to replace it. And even that, they last a really long time. However, there are precious metals inside the catalytic converter. And the new thing is for thieves to steal the catalytic converter off the car. Henderson County is just to the south of Buncombe County, which is Buncombe County is where Asheville, Henderson has Hendersonville and surrounding areas. But this is really more than meets the eye, because if your car was to have the catalytic converter stolen, they are uber expensive because there's not a lot of aftermarket. There are some generic size catalytic converters that can be put on cars, like high flow catalytic. I know this from like high performance cars and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you really maybe the muffler shops or the dealer have them, but they can run well over $1,000, especially if there's more than one on the car. So listen to this article. Thieves of catalytic converters are increasing in Henderson County and across the country, with thieves particularly targeting larger vehicles. Major Frank Scott with the Henderson County Sheriff's Office said there's been a definite increase in the theft of catalytic converters. He said the metals inside these catalytic converters are extremely valuable, and theft of the converters can be done quickly and sold with no specific serial numbers or markings on them. Many of the targets have been larger vehicles such as a bus, RV, or a large dump truck, which a suspected thief can get under and cut the converter out within a matter of 2 minutes. Yeah, we're talking about tools now that have batteries on them, or just, basically a tool that can just saw directly through the pipe and cut them off. That's a mess. We would encourage anyone that sees suspicious activity around buses or a location with any of these vehicles, get a description of the person or vehicle and call the sheriff's office less to spawn. News reports of catalytic converter thefts have skyrocketed in recent weeks. Thieves target catalytic converters because they contain precious metals like platinum, palladium, or rhodium, which are valuable to metal dealers, according to the insurance company Allstate. Main function of a catalytic converter is to reduce exhaust emissions. Thieves typically use a saw or wrench to remove it, depending on whether the catalytic converter is bolted or welded in. They still happen. Try to avoid becoming a victim by parking your vehicle in your garage. Park in a well-lit parking lot. Park in a lot where your vehicle can be seen by video surveillance cameras. Park in a busy lot with a lot of pedestrian foot traffic or next to a busy road. Or install a motion-activated security device on your converter or wire cage around it to make stealing it more difficult. And that's what I had seen on the news. I had seen an independent article where they were fabricating these basically like cages on the catalytic converter, making it harder to cut them off. I thought that was crazy. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You've heard about people going into abandoned buildings and stealing the copper wiring so that they can trade it in for money too. This is along those lines. I hope nobody has that problem, but I can see why they go after trucks and RVs, because you don't need to jack up the automobile to get to them. And I said well over 1,000. I can't imagine what the catalytic converters cost on those very large vehicles like that. What they need to do is start questioning the people at these metal places where they get turned in, because there's no serial numbers. They probably are just interested in the metal and they're not going to question it. But if some person comes in with 25 catalytic converters, I don't know. I think they could put in some regulation in place that basically if you bring more than one at a time, you have to be like a junkyard dealer or a car dealer or something like that, because nobody should be walking around with 25 catalytic converters. That's a little suspicious. Yes. And last up, the weather. Yeah, it's pretty junky. Highs in the 40s, lows in the 30s. Rain. A little bit of sun. Rain. Sound like a motorcycle. Rain. And then Saturday and Sunday, maybe we'll get some sunshine there. So there you have it, my friendly folks. That is the news and notes of the week of February the 15th, 2021. Let me see what comments, if anybody said anything. That's been going on for years in different places. If that was talking about the catalytic converters, I did not know that. Again, the copper wiring, wheels being stolen off cars. Yes. Back in the day when it was a bigger deal to have a car stereo, breaking in car stereo, stuff like that, I hadn't heard of that, but maybe that's maybe it hasn't. It just went over my head. Opry Hills Mall. It used to be Opryland Amusement Park. Oh, cool. I think I saw something about a YouTube video about that place. I didn't know about the precious metals inside of them. Yeah. People have gone insane. +1 to that. I mean, that's nuts. I think, just the sign of the times with, certain folks maybe out of work, it does cause, some of the crime to go up, unfortunately. A few years back, they were stealing catalytic converters. I see they have started again. Why can't people just work an honest job? Truth to that right there. Any kind of theft in general. I've had things stolen from me, and it is so aggravating. Like when I was 14 years old, you can laugh at this, but if you put yourself in my shoes, in the state of Ohio, you could have a moped, 1 brake horsepower or less, 50 cc or less. And so you could get a moped license at 14. Well, in those days, again, pre-internet, pre-social media, the minute I turned 14, I got a moped license and had a moped, because I was able to get around Columbus and where I was a lot easier. And the roads and infrastructure were a little different in that city than some of the other cities I've lived in, where it would be really dangerous, because a moped could only usually go, depending on the model you had, between 25 and 35 miles an hour. But my moped got stolen when I was at a restaurant, and I was like crushed back then. I mean, I had filed a report, but nobody, it probably was thrown in the back of a pickup truck. When you're that age, money is really hard to come by. It was from my paper route. I did conjure up enough money several months later to buy another moped. It wasn't as nice, but at that time, that was like my whole world. And so that was kind of bad. I've had my first car got broken into several times. Once for a coat, once for nothing, because there was nothing in the car. When I lived in apartment buildings that used to get broken into, all my tools got stolen. When I lived in an apartment in Charlotte, I had a garage at an apartment building, and somebody must have seen I had tools, because when I went on vacation, they went through the next garage, broke through the drywall, opened my garage, stole all my Craftsman tools, my toolbox, and my air compressor. And so it's no fun having stuff stolen. It's just really not fun. I think it's copper people are stealing a lot of around here lately. Yeah. That's the question of decades. Yeah. Years ago, someone stole the T-tops out of my 280ZX. Guess that's happened a lot back then. Yeah. I mean, all this stuff. People will not get hands dirty at a job, but will dirty their hands to steal. I know. Even steal windshield wipers. That's, oh, you know what? And I'll tell you, if you use your windshield wipers with no windshield wipers, you're going to be getting a new windshield because it will scrape the heck out of it. And there's no getting those scratches out. That would be an insurance, what do you call it? Claim. I need to get off here. Everyone have a great night and a great week. Also stay safe in the crazy weather. Thank you, Smoky Mountain Hiker. It's wonderful having you here. I hope you enjoyed this evening. That's a lot of work to get that catalytic converter. That sure is. It does make you feel violated when someone steals from you. I never used to understand that. Yeah, I really didn't like it. Oh, I had a bicycle stolen too in college. My brother's bike got stolen when we were kids. The people put all kinds of stuff on it, and when the cops found that people wanted to pay for the upgrades. Wow, wow, that's crazy that was located. Yeah. But anyway, crazy stuff going on in the mountains. I think I went out of focus because I did too many hand gestures again. Well, we're at the end of the live stream, so I guess it doesn't really matter anymore. Well, we've had a wonderful week, and where's my banner? Like, did I delete it? Housekeeping news and notes, example banners. I accidentally deleted my main banner. Oh, well, oopsie daisy. And there's no trash can to pull it out. My banner is that thing that goes across the bottom. Well, at least you know this is Mr. Mountain Man here. So I really enjoyed this evening. Thank you all for all the regulars who have joined me. I don't trust people. That's why I like to be alone in the woods. That's right. Especially these days. I used to own a Honda Civic. Someone tried to steal it twice. Both times I was on vacation. They screwed up so bad both times. I had to get a rental to get home and back. I know some of the times my car was broken into, the glass got broke, and it was just a mess back then. It's just awful. I don't wish that upon anybody. Have good insurance. Have a great week, everyone. Stay warm, stay safe out there. Great live stream tonight. Prayers for everyone to stay safe. Foxy Wolf says, everyone, please stay safe and warm out of harm's way. I want to thank everyone and those of you that dropped in for the first time in a long time. It was great to have you here. Anyone who is new to the channel. And I hope everybody does have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Please stay safe. It's serious. Like, don't drive if you don't have to, if there's ice out there. And hopefully be bringing you new content on this channel as well as my other channel, Eclectic Handyman. And until next time, thank you everyone for joining. It's been another Mr. Mountain Man Monday, and we'll see you next time. Take care and have a great night, everyone. We'll see you.